Well. Welcome back. This is Admiral Goss. I guess welcome to the Admiral Goss show, right? At this point, I'm gonna be covering another leaflet video. Um, this time it's about a teacher who's literally just they've gone insane, and even the students like, what are you talking about? So we're gonna get right into this. This is Leaflet covering a video covered by another guy who covered by Warren, who's covering a video by another guy. So we're gonna have like literally 4-dimension chess playing here. So let's go ahead and get right into this.
Students dismantle their leftist teacher in front of the entire school.
Students in the UK recorded this audio of them challenging their teacher because they disagree with the student in the class who claims that she's a cat.
I'm reporting you to Miss Williams.
With a cat girl? A cat girl? I want to be a cat. What?
You need to have a proper educational conversation
Leaf can be cute, you know?
about equality, diversity, and inclusion.
The teacher gets so upset that she claims she's going to report them all.
Where the teacher should have gone with this conversation is, no, you can't identify as a cat.
They say, no, we're not going to play this game, and they challenge the logic that their classmate is in fact a cat. This sets the teacher off, though.
How dare you? You've just really upset someone.
Oh, yeah?
Saying things like, should be in an asylum.
Well, I mean, like, they're not wrong. They should be in an asylum. Whoever claims that they're a cat, or they're a cat, you know, whoever goes into like a public place, and claims that I am a cat, and goes there wearing cat ears, meows all the time. Do you know where they need? Do you know where they need to be? They need to be in a box. You need to put that person needs to be put in a box. They need to get their medication because there's obviously something wrong. I mean, like, because the thing is that how can you want to inherit all the aspects that you want to inherit, but you don't want to do all the things that are required to fight for that identity, right? So this person wants to be a cat, but they don't want to shit in a litter box. They don't want to go. They don't have mating seasons. Like, come on, let's. They don't want to go to the vet, probably, like, because I mean, like, if we have cat problems, we have to go to the vet, right? So it's like it's total nonsense. You can't even accept it in reality, because the minute we do, and you're like, okay, well, do you really want to be a cat? You know, you're gonna have to ask them the question, and if they said yes or no, you're like, okay, if you really want to be a cat, let's bring up the list of things cats do that you're going to have to inherit, because you're going to inherit the identity of a cat, right? So we're going to play your game. And if and just letting you know, right, we're going to preface this beforehand. Playing this game is very dangerous. It's probably, you shouldn't do it. But if you really want to do this, if you want to go all the way, then we can go all the way, right? Because half-assing stuff just means you just want to fulfill your own little fantasy and have everyone else acquiesce to it. Which, by the way, that is the case, right? That's the case. But let's continue. I know I just digressed.
I didn't say that. I just said if they want.
The thing is, to be honest, I don't really think they need an asylum. I'm just being real. Like, I know you might think that, but
I do.
No, because if you just shut this down, this only occurs when people. Okay, how do I explain this? The reason why is because this person doesn't need to be in an asylum. They just need to be shut down, because these people, when they're shut down and they're not allowed to, like, basically impose their quirky personality on other people in this way, if it's 100% known that it is not accepted or acceptable to be like that, to like force that upon other people, then they're not going to do it. The only reason this happens.
Leaf, I agree and I disagree with you. I disagree with you because the thing is we did that. At one point in time, we did that. We ignored them. We told them, you can't do this. They didn't do that in the workplace. They didn't do that in public. They kept it at home. But then do you know what happened? What happened is that they started infiltrating they started infiltrating very important positions of power, and then they started normalizing their fetishes. So the minute you find someone like this and you learn that they're like this, they need to be put in a box very fast, because these are the type of people. I told you know what, I came up with a theory. They work on Warlord logic. They don't work on any other logic. They work on Warlord logic. And let me define what Warlord logic is. Warlord logic is that if you don't listen, I'm going to come to your territory. I'm going to take over your territory. I'm going to impose my rules, my reality. And if you don't want to follow my reality, I'm slaughtering you, or I'm going to somehow get you to become an outcast so that my reality is the thing that stays. And that's what warlords did, right? I mean, like, in the past, that's what warlords did. They didn't acquiesce to someone else's rules. No, they're the ones who created the chessboard. They're like, well, this is not your chessboard anymore. It's my chessboard now. And if you don't want to follow my chessboard, well, you don't have to be a piece, right? And so I don't trust these people that if they're quieted down, that they will remain quiet for the rest of their lives. Which, by the way, we would rather them do that. We'd rather them stay at home and keep their weirdness at home. But sadly, these people, they don't know how to do that. These are sick freaks who follow warlord logic, and because they follow warlord logic, they don't want to acquiesce to anyone. And especially the minute they get a band of bandits together, they just start tyrannizing everyone, right? So yeah, yeah.
Is because we've created this sort of hug box where we allow people that their view of themselves should be projected upon everybody else's own personal views of them. So like if they didn't have the capability to actually force their perception of self onto other people, then this wouldn't happen. They'd just be like, oh, that's inappropriate, stop that. And then they keep saying I'm a cat. They'd be like, nope. And then they would have no choice really but to just be a cat on their own time, away from other people, on the internet, whatever you want. VR chat, go be a cat on VR chat, you know what I mean? Or be a VTuber, be a cat. But you know, you can't really impose that on other people that don't want to take part, right? Like I'll give you a good example. Like if you like have a friend group, furries, for example, right? You have like a furry friend group and you're like, well, I identify as a cat. And then your friend's like, well, I identify as a dog. It's like, okay, well, you can have your little furry group and then you can just call each other cat, bear, whatever people do, wolf, yeah, whatever it is, rat folk or whatever. You do all that. With your own little group, you can call each other that and you can all share in that little quirkiness of yourselves, and that's fine. Like, whatever, right? But like,
Leaf, this is if we're gonna base it off of the fact that they don't want to impose their reality on everyone, right? They don't want a little nice island. These people don't want a nice island. They want to take over the continent. Okay, they want the continent. They're not satisfied with a small island, because if they were, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. Okay, we need to realize these people will never, like I said, I'm repeating myself again. It's warlord logic. These people don't want just a small piece of land to rule over and to call their home. What they want is they want their world domination seekers. Okay, these are people who want world domination in the sense that they're the ones who want to create the rules, they want to create the reality, they want to create the oppression. They're the ones who want to be the rule makers. And the only way to deal with these type of people is to put them in a box like we used to do. It's exactly what we used to do. Oh, you're exhibiting these crazy fantasies, and now you want me to go along with you? Well, all right, come. Don't worry. We have a nice place for you where you can do that all day long, and no one will suppress you. In a nice padded white room with four white walls where you can express yourself as much as possible. Don't worry, and everyone at lunchtime will go along with you. It's only at lunchtime, but everyone will, your world will come right back. But first, we have to put you in a separate dimension. All right.
Like, you can't force that upon people that don't want to participate. This is about consent, right?
someone identifies as a cow or something, then they're like genuinely
Bro, they don't care about consent. They only use consent as an argument, as a driver for an argument. It's only to take the moral high ground that they ever used consent as an argument piece.
No, really, like, I don't have a problem. Right? I really don't have a problem with that. Like, if a group of people together wanted to be like, we're going to have a club where we're furries and we're gonna act out and identify as animals, and then we're going to treat each other like we're that type of furry archetype, no problem with that. Because if everyone consents to it, it's fine. But the problem is they're forcing their self-perception on other people against their consent. That's the
Warlord logic.
issue.
and they've gone, yeah, they're crazy.
I mean, there's something to be said for that. If you believe you are a cow or a cat, there's something going on mentally.
Yeah,
You're questioning their identity.
I wasn't a question. I was just saying about the gender. I didn't say anything about.
And the other thing too is I'm pretty sure they don't literally think that they're a cat. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure they don't literally think that. I'm pretty sure what they're doing is they're abusing the current levers of power in order to force a quirky personality upon other people for their own I don't know, weirdness, quirkiness, their own sense of style or whatever. Like, I feel like that's what they're doing, right?
You know, I can understand this if you're a kid or something, right? I mean, like, I was a kid at one point. I loved anime. I loved Naruto more specifically. And I used to go to school as like Sasuke or something. I would have like the Mangekyo Sharingan eyes. And I would go to high school like that. Yeah, high school. I would even I got the Akatsuki robes, and I would go to school with the Akatsuki robes. Now, did I go around asking everyone that to like in school, or even like while I'm on the train, did I tell everyone, well, you need to refer to me as Sasuke or Itachi, right? No, I was who I was. And, you know, actually everyone thought it was cool. And you know why it was cool? It was because I wasn't going around trying to tell people, well, this is who I am, right? Because that's when it becomes a problem. They didn't care I was doing it because I was doing it, and I wasn't trying to impose my reality on everyone else. Even if my reality was not the right reality, right? Because I'm not Sasuke. I don't have Mangekyo Sharingan. I didn't have like powers from Naruto. And that's the thing. It's the total difference between being a weirdo and then being beyond weird, right? It's the weirdos not normal, right? They are normal people who just have weird who have weird likes, right? They're weird. They're different from normal in a sense, but they still have all the core things of normality, where they don't want to impose their weirdness on other people. Now, they do want other people to kind of, you know, buy into the weirdness, but they don't want to impose it on everyone, right? They want other people to as you said, consent. Because otherwise it's not a fun world if someone doesn't consent to your worldview, right? It's not a fun world. And if you have to force people to do it, that's way beyond, you know, just being weird.
like they're trying to be like, I have a very interesting personality, and you will refer to me as that interesting personality. It's kind of like that, basically. Main protagonist syndrome, kind of a little bit. You're not wrong. Kodiak, thank you so much for the 1,000, man. The most basic I've heard in a while. Yeah, I mean, it's all about consent, really, right? This is all caused by that. This is all caused by this ability to force. It's almost like it's kind of like, I don't want to say, like, it's sort of similar to being goth, but then, like, for goth people generally, it's an internal thing where it's like, I identify with this subculture and that's how I dress, I don't give a fuck what you say. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know what? I think that is the way to go, right? Who the fuck cares whatever someone looking at you thinks? But you're not gonna go up to the person who thinks about you that certain way, like, oh, this guy's a weirdo. They're not gonna go up and be like, well, I'm a goth. You know, and you're gonna have to call me a goth, okay? Goth people don't care about that. They go about their business. And that's why most of like that generation was left alone, even if there were you know, obviously they were mostly bothered by their parents about it and the school system. But that's a totally different thing, because I feel that the school system can sometimes be a little bit too overbearing about things like that. But yeah, yeah.
mean? And like, I'm totally fine with that. But then like, if they're like, listen, I'm goth and I'm literally a vampire,
Yeah.
and you will treat me like I'm a vampire, then it's like, that's a little bit much at that point. You know what I mean? Like that, now you're over the line at that point. And sorry, I know I'm going in circles, I'm looping, but the point.
I'm looping too, okay, Leaf. I'm looping too, but I definitely understand what you mean, and I agree with like it's kind of weird. It's like after after you stop internalizing it and you go beyond internalizing it and trying to externalize it, and beyond like just externalization of you, right, as a person, like, because you can change your appearance, you can because you have control over these type of the aspects of these things, right, that you can externalize it, but it can't go beyond you. Right, it can't go beyond you. The minute you try and make it go beyond you is when it becomes a problem.
I'm trying to say is that like, this wouldn't happen if we didn't give them the power to control other people's perceptions. Does that make sense? Like, they would have no ability to do this if they couldn't use their attention seeking their intention seeking motive, if we didn't give them the power to actually utilize it like that.
I agree.
Where did you get this idea from? There's only two genders.
The teacher acts like this is some extremist idea that, oh, you've been on the internet too much. Where did you get this idea that there's two genders? Now, the students take an interesting strategy here. If she's allowed to have her opinion that she's a cat, why can't I have my opinion that there's only two genders?
My opinion. That is my opinion. If I respect their opinion, can't they respect my opinion?
It is not an opinion.
The teacher claims,
Bro, like I said, it's they're tyrannical warlords. You need to respect my opinion, because I'm the warlord here, okay? But what about my opinion? That's not an opinion, okay? My reality, it's not an opinion. So you need to stop it. It's total insanity, right? It's like it's the words of psychos. Because, you know, all the warlords in the past were all psychotic murderers, right? Who would willingly tyrannize their people as much as they needed to do. Of course, there were different like aspects of warlords, but we're not going to get into the minutia of the differences.
you're not allowed to hold that opinion,
Kodak thanks so much for the 100. Cool. I'll get all the wooden stakes then, as that's what they want.
even though it's objective truth.
Gender is not linked to do with not linked
There
to
is
the
only two
parts that
genders.
you were born with.
So this is the move that we usually see.
Dude, honestly, the most base play here is to tell them that they're not allowed to use any of the human bathrooms, and they have to shit in a litter box and only eat cat food. That's what they.
I agree. I totally agree. Because it's like, oh, well, you really want to be a cat? I think I said this in the beginning of the video. It was like, do you really want to be a cat? Well, if you really want to be a cat, well, then let's go to the next level. Why don't we min-max being a cat? Because if you really want to be a cat that badly, well, we can make this happen. But the thing is, you're not gonna be happy about it, because you're gonna have to go to the vet. You're gonna have to need regular vet checkups. You're gonna have to eat kibble, or whatever the hell cats eat. I'm not a cat owner. Get you some fish. Well, they have those like really good brands, so it's probably pretty good. Some pretty good organic stuff we can find you that's not kibble, because kibble's really bad for the cats long term. So we can find there's many options. I just don't know. Do you also want to be we tend to neuter cats too. Do you want to be neutered? I don't know if you really want to be neutered. Also, where's your owner? Because cats don't have any individuality in this society since they're animals. So you're gonna have to rescind your citizenship and become a cat, and you're gonna need an owner because cats without an owner are strays, and you don't really want to be a stray because then we're gonna have to call animal control and put you in a box because that's where stray cats go. So how far do you want to go with this? Like we can there are many levels we can go. You set the bar.
That's what they should have done. Should have been like, okay, you're a cat. Okay, let's see you be a cat then.
At some point, people.
Oh, also cats can't teach because they're not people. And we don't allow cats to teach people because they're animals. And you don't want to. The only thing you need to know about an animal is that it follows its instincts. So, yeah.
Just started to claim that gender is separate from sex.
That is about how you identify, which is what I said right from the very beginning of the
I just don't
lesson.
agree with that. So why should I have to listen to something I don't agree with?
Biological sex, there is actually 3 biological sexes, because you can be born intersex.
This teacher goes on to even.
Bro, this teacher needs to be fired. Intersex is an exceptional category that's only like they're only like 1%, okay, of the population. And well, they're 1% of humanity. It's not even just the population. They're 1% of humanity, meaning they're so rare they barely happened. Okay, it's the reason we don't have infrastructure to deal with them, right? Oh, that works on them. Sorry about that. I'll probably edit that out or try. But yeah.
What the fuck?
So
Hold
why should I
on.
have to listen?
She said she wanted to be treated like a vampire, so I stabbed her in the heart and buried her corpse in the mountain of garlic and crosses. Bro, that's crazy.
Biological sex, there is actually 3 biological sexes, because you can
There
be
are 3 biological sexes, bro. I would have laughed her out of the classroom.
born intersex.
No, it's an abnormal condition. It's not like a different thing. It's a deformity.
Bro, she thinks this is the 3rd type, bro. On the like, if you play a game, she's gonna ask why is intersex not there. She's like that person.
This teacher goes on to even claim that there are some people that have no gender.
I fucking hate this. I hate when these people do this.
Transgender.
Leaf, the entire thing is a game. It's just it's whether you're willing to play the game or not.
There is agender, people that don't believe they have a gender at all.
Yeah, but
People that don't believe. I'm learning some here.
And the students point this out. They say, how's that even possible?
yeah, but it's not a lot, but it's our opinion. We just don't agree with it. We just think it's all just.
If you have a vagina, you're a girl. If you have a penis, you're a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's that simple. You don't even need to think about it beyond that. And if you're born with both, well, that's your something went wrong, and that's it. We don't have to harp on these people. We don't have to bully the people who are intersex. It's just you're not normal. It's not normal to be born like that, and that's it. Now I know it's going to be hard getting through your life being like this, and you'll probably not. Well, no, we can find a partner for you. There's probably one person weird enough to want you, because there's plenty of the food stuff. So let's let's be real. There's gonna be one person out there who's gonna want a real one. So Now, whether they can have kids or not is different, but yeah.
Cisgender is not necessarily the way to be. You were talking about the fact that
Bro, their words cis that no, there's straight and then there's heterosexual and then there's gay. Okay, and that's it. There's none of this cisgender bull crap or there's only male and female. There's only yeah, there's only male and female. There are only two genders. Cisgender, this other all of these other terms are useless bull crap created by crazy people who don't understand English.
cisgender is the norm. That you identify with the gender of the sexual organ that you're born with, or you're weird. That's basically what you're saying. Which is really despicable.
Which is really despicable. Yeah, they're trying to play the moral high ground again.
See, this is the point that I've been bringing up, right? You can be weird, but like, stop trying to make up some shit. You know what I mean? Like, just be weird. Just be a dude that likes to wear girl clothes, or be like, oh,
bro, we've only been 7 minutes into the video.
Girl that likes to be a tomboy. What happened to femboy and tomboy? Can we just bring that back, guys? We need to bring it back. Like, seriously, just bring it back.
How?
I agree, Leaf. We need to bring like femboy and tomboys back. I don't know, it's such a travesty. They've been sidelined for this insanity.
If I call my mum right now, my mum would say.
Also, we need to bring back the T word too. The TR word. Oh wait, no, the TP. Yeah, TP. Trap. I think that's a forbidden word, but we need to bring them back.
If I call my mum, she'd say.
Well, that's very sad as well then.
How is it?
Loads of people agree with that. There's only a small majority of people who actually don't.
Honestly,
Bro, this student is cooking, bro. Like only a small set of retards believe that bull crap, and I don't.
that one gay dude that like he there's like that one gay dude who like dresses up like a well, he doesn't really dress up like a girl. He just kind of looks like I can't tell. He was like a very effeminate man. That dude was really badass. You know what I mean? Like, what was it? Yeah, Jeffree Star. Yeah, that guy. Dude, that guy has aura. It should just be like Jeffree Star. Yeah.
And why do you think we have so many problems in the world?
Yeah, Ashtray, I like him too.
You seem to point out this really has nothing to do
Hey, the one true fanboy Ashtray, right?
with
Ashtray VT.
gay people. In fact, you couldn't have the concept of being gay if there was no such thing as biological gender.
It's not homophobic, that's gender.
Yeah.
I'm fine with lesbians and gay people.
Same.
I've got nothing against them.
Yeah.
But gender there is a link between it.
You see, she's about to cry, bro. She's like, but gender, but it's like you just finished telling a kid you're wrong. Here's why you're wrong, and you need to stop it. And they can't really come up with an argument, and so they're just like busy talking nonsense.
Dude, hold on. How do you tell me? You're telling me that this teacher is getting out debated by little children? How the fuck does that happen? How does that happen?
Well, when you live in a clown world, that's when this happens. And you allow these type of people to become educators. That's what happens.
That people can't change.
She's like a grown-ass adult.
No, they can't. They can change the kids. Like, no. No. Even I know that's not the case.
Fine with lesbians and gay people.
Same.
I've got nothing against them.
Same.
But gender there is a link between it, and you're saying that people can't change.
No, they
who they want
can't.
to be.
They can't. Unless you get a
so
penis
wrong.
attached. No, I'm not.
You're confusing sex and gender.
No,
Bro, I love when I hate that argument. I'm sure whoever's watching this video should know that sex and gender are the same thing. They'll tell you it isn't. It's the same thing. It's just they just want to use different words. It's the same reason they use cisgender, transgender. It's the reason they're the ones who created the word gender. Because the only word we used to use was sex. And the reason we only use sex is because that's the case. Okay, there's only male and female, and there's nothing beyond that. And if anyone says there's anything beyond that, or if they say, oh, well, it's a different term, it's not the same thing, just look at them like they're crazy, because they're insane. They don't know what they're talking about, and they want to talk about like complete nonsensical things. And by the way, we don't have time to think about nonsensical things. We can barely live in New York or in most parts of America, right? I mean, like, we have to get a job and we have to pay our bills. We don't have enough time to deal with this nonsense. Actually, it's partly the reason this nefarious stuff was able to get in so deep. I think it's because, like, the parents couldn't even be bothered because they're so busy working to even, like, deal with this teacher stuff. And now they have to deal with it because the teachers have gone so far and so radical that even the parents are like, I can't ignore this anymore. What the hell are you trying to do with my child?
Well, I'm not though, because if you have a vagina, you're a girl. If you have a penis, you're a boy.
Yeah, you can't have a vagina and be a girl, but then
This is our teachers, bro.
The problem here is the
That's
teacher claims
crazy.
they are objectively wrong in their analysis. She says it right here. This is not up for debate. She's saying you are not allowed to have that opinion.
It's not an opinion.
Yes,
We
it is.
express in this
Yes,
school.
it is.
No, it's not. And if you don't like it, you need to go to a different school.
This is where it just gets wild.
You need to go to a
She's
different school?
clearly stating it's our way or the highway. We will kick you out of school if you do not buy into.
You can't exist in my territory if you don't believe my rules. If you don't follow my rules or believe my reality, you're gonna have to get out of my territory. Right? Even though it's really your territory, but, and they've invaded. But, by the way, these are the guys who hate colonizers. Of course, because they want to do the colonizing.
When she mentioned intersex, they should have mentioned that it's an abnormality, and it is so abnormal that it's a pretty solid chance that nobody in their class is intersex. And just ask the class if anyone in the class is intersex to raise their hands. Yeah. I mean, you're right. It is an abnormality. It's very rare, and like
Yeah.
it
It's
means
so
that
rare. I
there's an
haven't met anyone
abnormality
yet
in the
that's
norm,
intersex.
which is male and female. That's what it means. And it does happen, right? It does happen, but it doesn't change the fact that that's not the it doesn't create like a new thing. There being an issue. Like, again, human beings come in 2 arms and 2 legs. Just because a person doesn't have an arm, is missing an arm or a leg, doesn't mean that that's not the state that humans have. It means that there was something that happened. There was an accident that happened, or there was some kind of genetic issue that occurred, which made them not have 2 arms and 2 legs, right? That's, yeah.
The student can
It's a
be a
defect,
cat.
exactly.
Wow.
And I'm not saying that people who don't have 2 arms and 2 legs are not human. I'm not saying that intersex people are not human and don't deserve to be treated with respect. I'm just saying that, like, they're trying to use cases of these obvious abnormalities to try to create some other thing, by the way, which even has nothing to do. The gender thing that they're bringing up, or the cat thing that they're bringing up, has nothing to do with it. They're like using intersex people and like their abnormalities, their deformities, they're using that as like, they're basically using that as a castle from which to attack from, when it doesn't even, their arguments is about people that don't even have those conditions. Shakalaka, thank you so much for the bits as well. Thank you.
Supporting you to Miss Willis, you need to have a proper
It's a Mon and Bailey
educational-
argument.
Bro. And you know what the worst thing is that when she brings this to the, like, dean or whoever they usually bring this to, or I think because if it's a college, they're going to bring it to academic affairs. When they bring it to academic affairs, the way the teacher is going to preface the write-up to the student, or the report on the student, is that the student was being disrespectful in class. They were being, because they're going to preface this in teacher lingo so that they can make sure that this student is gone, right? and they're going to do an investigation most likely. But the thing is unless several students are going to be on the student side, which most likely will, like, this investigation is going to go very, very badly. The teacher is an idiot, and because I mean, like, all the other students are going to be on the other student's side, possibly. If like unless the teacher tries to intimidate the other student, by the way, which is illegal. But then again, this is the UK, so I don't know how it works over there. But I know over here it's illegal. I don't know if they have an academic affairs. But by the way, academic affairs is the place that deals with grades, teacher reports, and things like that. You can also usually go to the president's office for stuff like. I used to work at a college, so I know this stuff. And so it's totally strange. Totally strange. The teacher is kind of wilding out. But the problem is that the college might most likely side with the teacher in this case.
Exactly.
Conversation.
A proper educational conversation. I would love to have that conversation.
Yes,
I'd be very curious to see how that would go and what that would look like.
About equality.
Of course, equality, diversity, and inclusion. They're always bringing up their three. It's like it's their trinity. I think that's why there's only 3 words, right? It's their trinity. It's their gospel. It's their Bible. It's the thing that they use everything as a foundation on to attack you. So, yeah.
Diversity and inclusion.
About DEI. What is...
This is why I point out DEI so much, because it encompasses so much. It's not just...
It's the Bible. It's their Astartes Codex, bro. Like, the minute that they want to attack you and they want to make sure that they finish you off, they bring up DEI, bro. It's like they bring up the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, bro.
just the racial component. It plays out like you're seeing here as well.
I'm not having that expressed in my lesson. When I'm teaching you about you can be who you want to be.
You shut up. I tell you how to think, and you won't be thinking in my class anymore. That's what I'm translating.
How you identify is up to you.
But these students can't be who they want to be. They can't disagree with.
Dude, I'm gonna be real. Like, I feel like I just understood something right now.
This logic doesn't make any sense when you think about it, because there is no logic to it. It's totally it's all feelings based, and so feelings and emotions are logical, and so the entire process is illogical in nature and by design.
I don't actually think this has anything to do with weird people. Really, I don't think this has anything to do with weird people that like want to be cats, want to be dogs, trans people who want to be whatever gender. I don't think this has anything to do with that, actually. I think it's everything to do with narcissistic people. It's just narcissistic people. They're the problem. What the hell is...
It's all the warlords, Leaf. It's all the warlords. They're the problem. Because I'm sure there are no there are a minority of non-warlords in the in the LGBTQ movement. Everyone else is a warlord. How do you know? Well, look at Twitter. Well, look at old Twitter. Look at Blue Sky. Look at how YouTube is. Look at how they've taken over advertising. You see, they're warlords, and sadly, it's like they're warlords and daimyos in the excess. There are too much of them, and they all want to take ground, and they all want to colonize your land. And then they want to tell you that they're not colonizing your land. Actually, they're just reacquiring it and repossessing. And, you know, it's like a weird communist socialist idea. That's all I have to say.
This, you know what I mean? Yeah, they're trying to force their beliefs on other people, their own idea of themselves. Right? It's the same thing where they say like, hey, well, you know what? I weigh 500 pounds. you better love me. If you know, I'm hot. I'm super fucking hot, right? Or like, you know, you should like people no matter how they look. It's like they're pushing what you want, what you like onto, they're pushing their idea of that onto you.
Yeah.
That's totally makes sense. You know what? True. Yeah, touche, man, touche. But like, yeah, you have this, you have all these issues where they're trying to push like their it's all narcissism, basically. It's all narcissism. Trying to wield their own internal, like their internal world and trying to like project it on other people's perception. That's all it is. Narcissistic people enforcing their personality behaviors through a governmentally protected channel. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. Because again, I don't really have a problem with trans people that want to be left alone and they're like, you know, whatever, like gender's real, you know, and that's just a fact. Gender's real. I have no problem with a furry that's like, well, you know, I want my friends to call me a cat, and the friends are like, oh, we're cool with that because we're all furries. I have no problem with that. It's when they're trying to like force it on other people that's where I have a problem. It's like I don't consent to like participate in your fucking weird game.
With this person being
Okay, I'm gonna stop here because I've gotten too long. I'm in the 40-minute mark, so this will be part 1, and part 2 will be coming out. It'll be coming out. Okay, yeah. If you like my commentary, you can like, subscribe. I'm gonna be coming out with a lot more of this type of reactions and commentary on political things and things of this nature, because I'm kind of tired of not talking about it, because I have my own ideas about it, and obviously I think my ideas aren't as unique as everyone else's, but I think it's unique enough, right? I came up with Warlord logic. I haven't heard that anywhere else. All right. You have a good one. Peace.